Hi everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Thank you for logging in to the FIME Exhibitors webinar. Thank you for confirming your participation as an exhibitor this year with FIME. We are glad to have you on board. Today's webinar is going to cover all the instructions and a step-by-step process of how you can onboard your company, complete your company profile, onboard your other colleagues into the virtual or the online element. You can also take it forward by looking at the other elements that speak around your hybrid experience. That means if you're a company that is going to participate online as well as at the physical show, then we're going to cover all the aspects that are related to your participation at FIME 2021. As you're aware, we will be launching the online platform today in a couple of hours for most of our attendees. So you might have heard from your account manager with a link to an exhibitor guide. We will also be dropping all of those materials in the chat section towards the end of the webinar. I also have Melanie here. Miss Melanie is from Swapcard. Swapcard is our official virtual event partner. She will then take you through some tips and tricks and basically share some best practices around how you can use our online platform to optimize your experience to ensure you're getting the best return on your investment with our show. Towards the end, we are also happy to take any questions that you may have. So while myself and Melanie are going through the onboarding and registration process in detail, if you have any doubts, any questions, or any concerns that you feel at any stage, we'll be happy to answer all of those questions towards the last 15 minutes of the hour. So please feel free to drop your questions in the chat window. We'll either come back to you towards the last few minutes or definitely come back to you with a reply on your chat or via an email. The idea is to ensure that all of you have enough knowledge and information on how you can utilize your experience, and so that you have enough days to sort of expand your visibility and ensure that you're getting enough exposure for your brand at FIME 2021. Right now, what you see on the screen is the welcome email to a portal called Customer Center. If you are a repeated exhibitor, if you're a company that has previously participated with FIME, you would have seen this email. Customer Center is the same portal that we've used previously, even with our regular physical shows. And that is the portal from where you would usually apply for exhibitor badges, or you would submit your stand design. To make this process simpler for you, this year, even the online element registration has been mapped all inside Customer Center in a way to ensure that you find all your resources in one common place. So I'm going to start with the welcome email that you receive from our system. So generally, it starts right from when you have signed the contract and submit it to your sales manager. Your sales manager would then process the contract in our system, and as soon as the contract has been confirmed, you would get a welcome email in your inbox. This would generally be sent out to the person who has either signed the contract or the appointed person who has been given to us as the primary contact to manage that account. Once you receive this welcome email, you can clearly notice it comes from a system called Customer Center. It has a clear FIME banner, so you cannot lose it in your inbox. And then you will find that your company name and your booth number is as you had agreed with your sales manager. Sure, I can try and zoom into my desktop. Can you see that better? And you will be able to see that the booth number and the company name is as you provided to your account manager. You will then have a username, which is generally your email address with a little bit of a string after it, and a URL that takes you to the Customer Center. So what I have here on the screen is a test email, but the URL would directly take you into your Customer Center login. If you are not able to receive, if for whatever reason your logins on the screen are not working, please feel free to reach out to this email address, which is where our customer service team members are available to answer all your questions. Or you can even just forward the email with your screenshot of what you're facing in terms of logging to Customer Center, and we'll be able to support you. As soon as you've clicked on the URL and you've logged into Customer Center, your screen would show, would land on the home page of Customer Center. Now, generally, When you land on Customer Center, you would find that there is a welcome message up there on the screen. Let me try and zoom this in so you can see it better. What we have included here in terms of messaging is just so it doesn't miss your eye. You can see that the exhibitor registration form is now included within your exhibitor badge section, which we will look into in a minute. And it's also important to note that Swapcard is our official virtual event partner. So if you're getting emails from a domain called @swapcard.com, rest assured it is regarding your FIME participation, and you're probably getting reminders to meetings that you've committed to, connections you've made, or you're probably getting messages from somebody on the platform. Again, on the right side, you'll be able to see the booth number that has been assigned to your company. All of this information should match what you have purchased and you've agreed. If it does not, then please feel free to write back to fimecustomerservice@informa.com. One of us will immediately look into your account and come back to you with any solutions and any suggestions that we have to your question. Once you've gone through all of this information, it's also important that you look at the tiles that are here at the body of the screen. So there are various tiles here that are meant for you to submit. Some of them have a very clear reminder, and obviously those are part of your physical participation at the live in-person show. For today's onboarding, I will concentrate on how you can register yourself and your colleagues. You start by going into a section that's clearly mentioned as exhibitor badges and lead retrieval. When you click on that tile, it opens a new screen which gives you information on what are the different kinds of badges that are available to you as an exhibitor. So broadly speaking, there are two kinds of badges that are available to you as an exhibitor. One that is meant for live and online participation, meaning that can be used for both, and one that is used only for online participation. Now, given the world over scenario, with the fact that we have travel restrictions somewhere in place, or you have limited budgets of sending your colleagues to a stand, and also the fact that we're maintaining social distancing and our Informa All Secure guidelines need to be followed, our stands will not be allowing more than a certain number of personnel based on the size of the stand that you've purchased. And so to regulate the number of badges or the number of people that are allowed to man a stand, the badge type that is called as Exhibitor Live and Online is limited to a certain number. So what we've done is we've assigned a ceiling limit to how many badges you can claim under the live and online category. This allows you to ensure that you're registering people who are definitely on board to travel to the show, and you're not registering people who may or may not travel. If you have other colleagues in your company that would like to benefit from your presence at the show, we would highly recommend that you add them under online only, especially the colleagues that are not going to be traveling but still want to optimize the networking opportunity. The good news is we are not going to limit any representation on the online platform, which means that for online only, you can register all of your colleagues if you wish, and give them the right tools and the right tricks on how to utilize the Swapcard platform. So the limit is purely because it's social distancing rules and because we want to follow Informa All Secure at the show so that we can deliver a safe event. And we'll see in the next screen on how this limit is applicable to every stand. Again, as is mentioned over here, please take your time to read through the text when you're at this step. But what's important is once you have registered your colleague, you will receive a welcome email from an email called noreply@swapcard.com. So watch out for that email in your inbox. Another important piece is everybody that you add either as live and online or online only will somehow also get linked to your company in terms of the lead retrieval process. There will be more information around the lead retrieval process closer to the show. So for now, as I mentioned, we're going to cover the onboarding and how we want to register your colleagues into the system. And then you see a very clear button that takes you into a system called GES Visit. Again, just to highlight, GES or Visit is our registration partner. So all of these systems are connected to FIME. So it's kind of important for you to know that any of the emails that come from these email addresses are all linked to FIME 2021. When you click on the button, on the green button here, you will land on a page that says visit connect.ges.com, but it will clearly hold a FIME logo on the top left corner. So it will tell you that you are in the right screen. You will also see that there are a few tabs on the left side of your screen that says Stand Personal, Registrants, and Leads. We'll go through each of them in detail. Stand Personal is the only key important piece that is meant for you to register yourself or your colleagues to the stand. When you hover around this new button or the registration number, you will find that you have two kinds of badges allowed to yourself. And like I mentioned previously, the live and online is a badge type that is limited based on your stand size. So you can see I have claimed one badge out of 5. And the online only clearly gives me unlimited access. So if you have a lot of colleagues that will not be able to travel or are located in other geographical locations but still want to use your account to maximize networking, please go ahead and add them as online only. The process is that once you click on new, you get to select which kind of badge you're going to add. Once you've selected the type of badge, a small dialog box opens that allows you to fill up a form for that person. Remember, the email address needs to be unique per person because that email address will then get an account inside the virtual event. And that's why it's important that you are entering unique email addresses for every colleague. And the other thing to note is it's important you click on the green buttons and avoid the blue button because only the green button will ensure that your registration completes. Once you've completed your registration, you will see your record has been added over here, and there will be a change in the number of batches that you've claimed. So you'll see that the count has gone up. Once you've registered your colleague, or for instance, you started by registering yourself, I think one of the most key points is you must start by registering yourself. Once you've registered yourself, on your inbox, you will find an email from noreply@swapcard.com that looks like this. It will clearly say this is your access to the FIME online platform, and it will give you it'll give you a quick snapshot of everything that you can do within the virtual event platform. And there's a clear button that takes you to create your profile. You do not receive specific login credentials. So if this is your first time exhibiting with an event that is based inside SwapCard, then when you click on create your profile, you will land within SwapCard and you will be prompted to enter, create a new password. But if this is not your first time, then either your browser already remembers your password from the last time, or you will have to create a password when you're logging in for the first time. This is what your screen should look like once you have logged in. From here, I want to hand over to Melanie, who can take you through how to optimize your company profile and how to maximize your networking opportunities within FIME. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see you soon.